Okay, this is called memory at the card table. You take a shuffle deck, and it's really just mixed up, and I'm going to try and memorize every single card in the deck, so these can be scrambled first or whatever you like. I'm going to memorize every one. Okay, let me just look at a few of these first. Actually, I'll memorize them as they get dropped down to the table. So, okay. 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 I've memorized every single card in this deck, from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. I know them perfectly in order, and with this skill, I can now win games of chance. For example, if I've got the dexterous skill to maybe stack a game of poker or blackjack or bridge, then through memory I can just position cards at any point and just deal them out to whoever I like. So let's try this. You ask your spectator, what game shall we play? Blackjack? Blackjack's fine. I'll deal the cards, and I think if I shuffle and cut here, I've stacked myself a blackjack hand. There's an ace. That's a great start to blackjack. And there's a king. That's 21. That's a pretty good start. Knowing the cards that have gone down as well and recalling them from memory, I should be able to do this again. Okay, I think I can do this again. There's a cuts there. Okay, I'll try and give myself blackjack one more time. Okay, now there's a jack, and there's an ace. That's blackjack. Well, this is a good skill to have if you can do this, but I don't play blackjack a lot. I like to play poker, so this is another card game named. That's great. So let's try this. One shuffle and I stack poker. Okay, I think that's right. 5 hands of poker, I'll get at least a full house. At least a full house, if not a 4 of a kind. Let's go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 2 tens and a queen so far. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's another queen. So I need a 10 or a queen. I'm going to go for a 10. I think a 10 of hearts is coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. From memory, 10 of hearts. Well, this is good for poker, but some people just think it's a trick and I don't really memorize the cards. But I'm pretty sure that I've got 11 cards left in my hand. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm pretty sure I've got the 5 of spades, the 7 of spades, the 7 of clubs, the 10 of diamonds, the the ace of spades, the king of clubs, the queen of spades, the 3 of hearts, the jack of spades, 6 of spades, and the 4 of clubs. And that's a lot of memory. Okay, this is the explanation for memory at the card table, where you apparently memorize the whole deck and deal out named hands of cards. You do need a setup for this, but it's only a minor one at the bottom. So I have 11 cards. 11, and these are set up. I use this exact stack. So I use the 4 of clubs, the 6 of spades, the jack of spades, the 3 of hearts, the queen of spades, the king of clubs, the ace of spades, the 10 of diamonds, the 7 of clubs, 7 of spades, and the 10 of hearts. I use those because in another trick that I do, I need that exact setup. Any other setup you want is fine. If you know like a memorized deck like Tamariz or Aronson, just take a run of 11 cards out of that and put them on the bottom of the deck. Now, the good thing is you can have the deck shuffled. If you don't want to have the ending with the stack, you can just do it from a completely shuffled deck. I'll talk about that in a minute. But let me go into the explanation. So what I like to do is shuffle the cards, doing it just a stock control. So I'll just do the ordinary stock control here, square up and keep that stock on the bottom of the deck. Anyone that doesn't know that, we'll turn this face up. And this is just do running strip cuts, taking a small portion of the deck each time until you reach about where your stock is. Slap that on top. As you square up, catch a break at the back. And then do your strip cuts again, taking the stack to the bottom. Really simple. You can also just throw the cards forward and scramble the cards and just don't touch this stock and pull them all together. So once your deck's been shuffled, you're going to turn the cards over and cut your stock, your memorized stock at the bottom, to the top. And I like to shuffle again, just looking for a high card at the top, because we're going to stack your blackjack hands as you deal the cards to the table. So I do that. You have enough cards above your stock to make 2 blackjack hands with 4 players and 1 5-card poker hand with 5 players. So that's what I do. So here I have a queen. You see, I'm just gonna make up the hands as I drop them to the table in the guise of memorizing them. So here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this goes to the first player in my hand. This will be the second. This will be the third, and I'll get the queen. So I can just drop those down as a unit of 4 to the table, push it across, and now I see an ace. So I want this ace to be in the 4th position, and I want to minimize the amount of this sort of thing I'm doing. So I'll leave the ace in position. I'll drop 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We now have the blackjack hands stacked. So it's 1, 2, 3, I get a queen. 1, 2, 3, and I get an ace. Okay? Again, I'll push over. I see another ace, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4. The ace falls at the 4th position. Perfect, because you have a jack here. I'll drop 3 and I'll drop a jack. Now there are my 2 blackjack hands completely stacked for me with no real effort. You're just sorting them out in front of the spectator whilst memorizing them. So as I push over here, what I'll do is I'll spread and I'll see if I can see a pair, because I'm going to do the best poker hand I can come up with. Now, in this case, I'd look for the 8s or the 5s, because you've got an 8 and a 5 there and an 8 and a 5 here, but it could be something different. You just got to think on your feet with it. So let's say we go for the 8s, and so this time I'll drop a card and I'll push over 4. So the 8 will be the 5th card. So first player, second player, third player, 4th player, me. I'll get an 8. I'll push over again, drop 4, and an 8. So it's 8 at 5, there's 8, 8. I'll look again. Look, there's 2 more 8s, so I'm going to go for a 4 of a kind. But in this case, I will drop 4, I'll push over it, I'll see an 8, and I'll drop these. So now the 8 goes at the 5th position again, and 3 cards go on top. So you go 1, 2, 3, and now I'm looking for the 8th seat. 4, 5. That's 4 8s stacked every 5th position. As I push across again, I'll just won't care, because these are the last 5 until you get to your memorized deck. Stack. I've already got my 8 stacked for me. It doesn't matter what I get here, but in this case, I'd drop this and I'd remember the king, just so I can say when I deal, I think I'll give myself a high card and it'll be a king. Now I look at all of these, pretending to memorize them, and I'll drop them down. Now I'll say I know every single card in this deck from top to bottom, from bottom to top, inside out, and the rest is just acting to try and pretend that you're stacking the cards from your memorized order. So I'll do a strip out shuffle here, and I'll say, but before you do the 4 shuffles, I ask the spectators to name card games. So they're only going to name 3 card games, really. The only thing you get blackjack, poker, and bridge. Comedians say snap, but it's not funny. But you get poker, blackjack, bridge. as soon as if they name bridge, they say, oh, that's great. What about you? They can only say poker or blackjack. So as soon as blackjack's named, which is the most likely one, you do your strip out shuffles, and you say, I think I've just stacked myself a hand of blackjack. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've got a queen, so I need an ace. 1, 2, 3, 4, and your ace comes along. So you're again set up for it again. So do any full shuffles you like, or cuts, or if you're more magic sort of presentation, you can say I don't do anything and the blackjack hand will come to me. So you're here, yep. Blackjack hand again. You now say, what other games did you say? Poker? Perfect, poker. Cut the cards, whatever you like. You can shuffle, do a few push through shuffles, do anything you like. So when I deal these around here, I'll get the 4 of a kind with 8s to me first. And now because I've remembered that high card anyway, I'll go, I think I've got 4 of a kind, but I might as well kick a high card. Let's give myself a king. The king of diamonds, I think I'll give myself from memory. That was about there. That's cool. Now, because you've dealt these hands out, you're left with 11 cards in your hand. So I like to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's say 11 cards left. And now I can just reel off my memorized stacks. So it's 10, 7, 7, 10, ace, king, queen, 3, jack, 6, 4. And that's how that works. At the start as well, the reason I reversed the stack, so it's the one I explained at the start, like this. And when I count 11 cards down, that falls in my memorized order of 11 cards. So that's just something to bear in mind. But yeah, that's the explanation from memory at the card table. Except sometimes you will run into problems when you have to search for an ace further down. So in the blackjack hands, for example, here is fine because I get a jack here, then an ace, and here again is fine. But let's say the ace was here. So I drop my 4 cards down and I spread across as 5. All I do here is I pull back on this on these 2 cards. So we have an ace here, and you've got 3 here. I'll drop 3. I'll either drop 3 and drop those on top, or I'll go to drop 3, come back, drop 3, and then drop the ace. So you'll be culling the cards out. So if I wanted that ace to be in a particular position, say I wanted the ace to drop 5th from here, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then drop and pull it out, if you know what I mean. So a lot of the time you'll just won't have to do any moves. But if you've got it further down, so say I wanted that ace in the 4th position, I'd have to underspread colour card like this. But this is all under the action of memorising them anyway. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all it is on memory for the card table, and really selling it to be able to stack the cards. Okay, I wanted to talk about as well, if you didn't want to, because not everyone wants to memorise a stack. I mean, you can use something like a size Stebbins if you don't want to memorise it, but this is another option. What I sometimes do is I take a shuffled deck and I cull the royal flush to the top. Okay. I then faro shuffle the cards and cut the 10 to the bottom. Now you've got your stack of cards here, and I do the full memory at the card table trick. So at this point those would be cut to the top, and I'd memorize all the cards like I do. But when I get to the end, I have 2 more cards, 1 more card left over on top of the setup. Sorry, 1 more card left over on top of the setup. So I've still got 11 cards, but this card's in the way. So I'll drop this here. Now, I'll go through all my dealing procedure of they get the blackjack hands, they get the poker hands, until you'll be left with this setup. So you'll have a card, an X card, and you'll be dealing through. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, sorry. You'd have 11. So you'd have an X card on top of all your stack, being able to deal it through, and you'll be left with 1 card. So at this point, I'd say, I'll tell you what, we'll play a heads-up game of poker together with this shuffle pack, and I'd just mix the cards, running the cards, not changing the order of the cards in any way. And I'll either decide I win or you win or whatever, you know what I mean? So, and I'll say, oh, there's 1 left, we'll throw it away. I've got a royal flush, and you know, they've got king high. You could also stack this hand so they get a full house and you get a royal flush, but it's a nice way to just finish it off, to play poker against the spectator, instead of if you didn't want to memorize all the cards. So I just thought I'd add that in. Okay, so just some quick credits on this routine. Ed Marlowe published a trick in Marlowe in Spades called Poker Prediction, in which he'd second deal using punch cards and stack a hand of poker. This inspired Alex Elmsley to come up with a routine called the Bridge Builder, in which he used a very similar technique in essence, but in his hands, to help him get high cards in a bridge game. It's in the collected works of Alex Elmsley, Volume 1, and I think you should check it out. It's great.